am excited that you are all here tuning in. This is something I'm really excited about to share with you guys. Number one, it's changed my life, and I know it can change other people's lives. I've seen that firsthand myself. But also, I feel like in today's time that we're in, there's more need, I feel like, for finding alternative work, right? A lot of people may be furloughed. They may have lost their jobs. They may have lost their businesses. It's kind of a time of uncertainty. And I feel like learning about other options is so key. So my name, I have my notes here too, you guys. So if you see me flipping, that's because I got my notes. But my name is Amy Pease, and I have been a Young Living distributor for 6 years. I live currently in Lahaina on the island of Maui in Hawaii. I'm married and I have 3 young kids. So today what I want to talk to you about is Young Living residual income, the business opportunity for you guys. And when I first started with Young Living, I was actually looking for new business. That's like opposite of how most people get started. I was working at a NOAA fisheries lab, and I had just given birth to my 2nd child. And when I returned from my maternity leave, I learned that I was one of the Science Center's contractors who was going to be laid off due to a federal budget cut. So I found myself out of a job. My entire income was lost. I had 2 small children to take care of, a newborn baby being one. Most people who do the Young Living business, they actually start out with just using the products that Young Living offers, and then they organically start to share with their friends and family, but that wasn't the case for me. I went into this really driven to do the business part of it because I did love the products as well, but I actually wanted the business part of this because I could see the potential for it. So when I went into it, I was very skeptical. I have a very maybe analytical, or I like to research things first. I like to attribute that to my science background. I like to kind of, weigh the pros and cons and just make myself feel better about it. I was skeptical. I was scared. I was afraid of what my previous colleagues would think, right? Like, oh my gosh, what is she doing? Like, she used to work at a marine lab and now she's doing like essential oils. So I was a little bit worried about judgment, what people would think of it. I was skeptical that I was going to fail at it. And I was afraid just plain that I wouldn't be successful. So along my journey, I learned something, and the only way that any of us can fail at this business is if we give up. That's literally it. If you're continuing to share and you're being consistent about it, there's absolutely no way you can fail at it. So I stumbled into this business because actually my mom-in-law had mentioned it to me while I was on unemployment with a newborn. I certainly didn't want to pay for child support, child care to allow me to go back to work somewhere. I wanted to be home, to raise my babies. So my mom-in-law actually introduced this to me when she wasn't even doing Young Living. She just mentioned the potential of an essential oil business. And she did it twice. And then the second time I was like, okay, I'm going to think about that. And then, she ends up enrolling herself a month later. So I have to say that I kind of stumbled into this thanks to her, and it's one of the greatest blessings of my life. So if you already have essential oils, if you're already a Young Living member, and I can look at everybody on the call right now, you are, I think now would be a good time for you to grab an oil of your choice and put some on right now as you listen to this talk. So it doesn't have to be any of the ones here that are recommended. It doesn't, if you don't have Magnify Your Purpose, that's fine. You could use peppermint oil. You could use frankincense, lemon. Valor would be a good one. I'm actually going to use Believe because I believe in this so much. So I want you to put some on. So easily take a little drop. I just let it fall from the bottle into the palm of my hand. I take my 2 Pease fingers. I rub clockwise 3 times in a clockwise motion. Okay, then I apply it behind my ears, the back of my brainstem, over my heart so I can smell it. And the rest is on my hand, residual. I'm gonna cup over my nose and I'm gonna inhale 3 deep inhalations. I already feel so much grounded from that, believe. So we're gonna discuss dreams, okay? And a little bit about network marketing, right? Of course, a lot about that. We're gonna talk about the power of leverage, residual income, and of course, the opportunity with Young Living. So some oils that I just recommended. Hopefully you guys all got to put some of that on. But really, just like I said, grab whatever you have and put that baby on. Let me see if this works. There we go. So when you were a child, you probably were asked what your dreams were or what you wanted to be when you grew up, right? And they were probably pretty grand thoughts, right? Like an astronaut or a scientist, or maybe it was a superhero or a doctor, a lawyer, or something like that. So if you think about what your job would be when you were older, right? You weren't doing that when you were a child. You were just kind of had these grand ideas, these big dreams and stuff. And life kind of had its limitless possibilities. Now, most people, as we become adults, reality kind of hits. And now we think about what job we're going to have. And then we try to fit our dreams into the lifestyle of that job. Kind of, is that correct? Like we kind of work, right? And then we're like, oh, how can I get to make this trip over here? I really want to go to Jamaica. How am I going to make that happen? Now, what if we're going to flip that, right? So what if we're going to talk today about our dreams and then finding a job that fits into those dreams? Does that sound good? So I want to dig into discovering what it is that you really and truly want in life. So I want you to take a minute to close your eyes. I want you to take in a deep breath. Let it in. Then let it out. And just be still. I want you to take your memory back to when you were a child. What dream that you would be someday, what did you dream about? Was it a mom, figure skater? Perhaps that dream from when you were a child has changed a bit. But I want you to think about who it is you want to become in your life and what you want to have. What's the best dream for your life? The ultimate dream that you can imagine. Who are you when you achieve that dream? What qualities do you possess that may still need to be developed from where you are now? Where are you standing in this dream? Where are you? What are your surroundings? What can you see, hear, feel, smell? And who's with you? Now I want you to imagine this dream is a glowing bubble of light coming from your heart. And I want you to imagine that bubble getting bigger and expanding outwards until it completely surrounds your body. Now, imagine that this bubble keeps growing until it fills your whole room. Make this dream even bigger. More wonderful things are coming into your life. Things you didn't even know were possible. The word wonderful keeps surrounding your dream. You're so grateful, and now you can give freely. And know that no one can take that dream from you. Know that this dream can become your life. Now imagine that this dream is not just one moment, not just one day, but every single day of your life. Now open your eyes and remember your dream. If you need to, write some notes down. Most of us feel content doing the same thing, right? We kind of get stuck in our comfort zone. We work the same job. We're kind of afraid of change. We're creatures of habit. At least I speak from experience. We stay in the same job and we never look for anything different, even though we don't look forward to going to work, quite possibly. We might not even look forward to working with our coworkers or our bosses. We end up subscribing to the 40-40-40 plan, okay? And that's where we end up working 40 hours a week at the same job for 40 years, and then we're gonna retire on 40% of that income. And that's what most people do in society. That's kind of the standard, right, that we follow or could fall into. Does that match that incredible dream that you just had for your life? What if I told you it doesn't have to be that way? I'm telling you today, you can definitely have more. I've spent most of my life living check to check, paycheck to paycheck. Almost my entire life has been that way. I incurred credit card debt. I had school loan debt, car payments. I was basically only ever paying the very minimum monthly payment, which was never getting me anywhere, right? With the crazy interest rates. I was in so deep and I saw no way to get out of it. I can remember thinking there were times where I was just like, oh my gosh, if I could only come into some large amount of money so I could just pay it all off and be done with it. Like, oh, I could start from over again. I could start from scratch again. Something like the lottery or winnings from a game show or something, you know, or some of the I was like, how can I get this quick? If I could only get out of debt, because it was always so heavy on my shoulders. And I know I'm not alone in that feeling of helplessness, the stress that that brings in, and the overwhelming feeling, right, that can be associated with finances. This slide is really great because, yeah, there is more. If you really want more for your life, Young Living, I believe, can totally help you do that. Young Living can take you places, give you opportunities that you may have never considered just by sharing about their products. I always say that I've had the most personal growth from this job, from any other job that I've ever had. I have grown more personally because of this job. And that's great because it's shaping myself, right? My, what do you call it? My inner being, it's shaping me, who I am, so I can become my best, the best version. So whether you're a man or a woman, whether you're single, you're married, a stay-at-home mom, maybe you run your own business, anybody and everybody can do this or has done it. I know people who have been successful at this job who have up to 12 children who they homeschool, and they've still made it to the top rank with Young Living, okay, which is phenomenal. And hey, I don't know if there are any moms right here on the call homeschooling. I know Elaine is. It's challenging to homeschool, and I'm like, oh my gosh, homeschooling 12 kids, and then she still managed to make it to the top. There are really no excuses. It's whatever amount of time and energy that you want to invest into it, that's going to be your payback. So this job is actually for any single being. I mean, it really is. It's for anybody. It's across the board. And what I love about it is it's not a one stop product. You know, it's not something that's very specific to just 50% of the population, like women, right? It's across the board. This lifestyle products are for animals, for children, for women, for men, for the planet Earth. Like, it's just across the board. So literally anybody can do this. And again, you would control how much time or effort you want to put into it. What's really cool is that you can have a full career with your friends in your family. You form or are part of this amazing community of people who raise and lift each other up and support you unconditionally. You can travel to places you never dreamed. I went to Ecuador on an all expense paid trip, which was really moving and so powerful in so many different ways. And you can also find the freedom of time, of course, and financial freedom. You can have it all, and you can get it all, and you can do that with this business. So now I want to talk about why you would consider network marketing, and more specifically, network marketing with Young Living. So most people think that network marketing is difficult or hard. They'll say things like, oh, I don't want to sell that stuff to my friends. I'm not good at sales or getting up in front of people, or who would want to buy from me? Or I'm not an esthetician, or I'm not an aromatherapist, or I'm not a massage therapist. Why would I want to sell essential oils? That was me. Now I want you to listen that you're actually not selling stuff. I believe that you're sharing with people about one of the most amazing things on the planet, right? We have educational and testimonial groups online, and some of the experiences and testimonies that you'll read are life-changing. And it's all because someone introduced them to Young Living. Their lives have changed. You can't possibly know how an oil is going to help someone because you don't really know what someone may need them for. You could just literally transform a person's life physically, emotionally, and financially by sharing. So your job is to simply talk to them, to share how you're using them through education, online classes, over the phone, in-person classes when we're able to do that, and then share on even on social media. What are they doing for you? How are they benefiting you or your family? So when you open your mouth and speak about the oils, I want you to know that you have warriors at your back, right? You don't have to worry about how the oils are going to help somebody. You just let the oils do their work. And I've got to say, that's, you know, you've heard it before, but like the proof is in the product. The product speaks for themselves. And it truly does in this case. You share with somebody and then you just let the oils do their work. And then all of a sudden you'll start getting these responses back, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how fast that worked, or whatever it may be. So your job is simply to talk about them, and you share the good news about them and that why people need these oils. And they may not even know it yet. You just have to get the oils in the people's hands, and you don't ever forget about the little live warriors that you have, which are the oils that are backing you the whole time, right? So another thing that I really like is the support of the community, because you'll be given the right words to say if you have the courage to speak, and you don't need to worry about selling again. It's simply sharing. And this is so cheesy, but sharing is caring. You really do not know whose life you can impact by opening your mouth and sharing. So you just have to ask the magic question. Would you like to try essential oils? Or maybe I have something that might help you with that. Would you be willing to try it? And I really like, if you know somebody who is, we keep our ears open, right? And we're listening for opportunities to share. If somebody's complaining about being overstressed or not being able to sleep well, or having joint discomfort, or financial struggles, or whatever it is, that's an opportunity to say, if I shared this with you, would you be willing to try it? And I really like that approach. If I will, would you, right? If I give you this oil to try, will you use it? Will you try it? So it's really quite easy, and it's either yes or no from them. So the oils have a far reach, and you can affect people all across the globe, right? And then we have been for years. Young Living's been around for 25 years. And all of that can happen by what you're doing today. Okay, so it starts with, it's like the ripple effect, right? It starts with that drop or that pebble drop in the water, and the ripple effect just spreads out and out and out. And it's, you share with somebody, they have an amazing experience, they share with somebody, and it just literally could spread across the globe. And now Young Living's opening up in so many different countries abroad. You really can. We are all over the world, and you can touch people and change people's lives all over the planet. So what makes Young Living so special, right? Number one, there's no inventory. So you don't have to stock your garage. You don't need to sign up or you don't need to have supply on hand to sell. You basically just need your sign up link to send to somebody to order. And then it gets delivered directly to their door. All members get 24% off discount. That's for the rest of their life. So all members are going to get that wholesale discount for the rest of their life, as long as they're ordering a minimum of 50 PV, which is usually $50 per year. And if they fall inactive, it's fine. They can reactivate at any time, but that membership is theirs for the rest of their life. Number three, Young Living doesn't advertise much. So we actually do the advertising, team-based advertising, our stories, our graphics, our promos, like whatever we want to do, right? Which is a super creative way, I think, to be in your business, to be active in your business. And we end up actually getting that income instead of Young Living turning around and investing it in marketing. They invest that back into their distributors. People cannot buy therapeutic grade essential oils at the store, okay? So they've got to go through you. It comes directly from, actually, I should say the source, right? It comes directly from Young Living. And they're not, when people run out, they have to buy more, right? So when they run out of the essential oils, they have to buy more. When they run out of their supplements, they need to replace them. They need to buy more. And this is going to create customers for life, because it is a lifestyle company. It's not just like a one-time shop product that you need and then you're done with it. And lastly, Young Living produces their own products. We have over 600 of them. And I didn't touch on this, but the payout for distributors, like I said, Young Living doesn't put that back into marketing. They actually pay out 51% of their revenue to their distributors, which is crazy big. Most other network marketing companies will only pay out, I think it's 30, maybe to 40%. So Young Living is totally high up on that totem, I guess, on their generosity on what they give back to their members. Now I want to talk about network marketing. And I want you to take this in. Network marketing was a $36 billion industry, $36 billion industry in the year 2015. And 82% of the women that were making over $100,000 a year, does that sound good? Yes. They were all doing it with network marketing. And why? Why do you think? I think it's because they didn't have a boss deciding how much they were worth. I think they found their inner passion and they were driven to share that with others. They decide, right? Those women decided how much their salary was going to be by the work that they put in. So what is network marketing? And it's simply a business model. In most businesses, a product passes from the manufacturer, right, to the wholesaler, and then to a supplier, and then to the consumer. And that's timely and it's costly. They have to pay for multiple shipping charges, advertising, the retail space, endorsements, employees, utilities, renting a space or an office, all that stuff. In network marketing, the product literally passes from the manufacturer to the consumer, and it's all through the distributor, just by sharing your link with somebody. So network marketing companies, they don't pay for those other costs. So all that money, like I said, goes back to us. Well, not all, but 51% of it goes back to us. So that's really high, especially for an older established company that's been around for 25 years. Like that's always just been a really big, large, hefty payout that they've done. And they really care about their members and their distributors, I should say. So network marketing is a completely viable option for anybody who wants to start their own business. Anybody who isn't happy where you're at, or you feel unmotivated to work, or Mondays are just so difficult for you, right? Oh my gosh, I got to go back to work. I was there. And getting laid off was like the push that I needed. That's what pushed me into this business. If I hadn't been laid off, I don't know, where I would be right now. So you can do it part-time. So a lot of people have multiple businesses that they're working. They may own their own business. They may be a chiropractor, say, or a massage therapist. They may have a clothing line or a jewelry line that they do. They have their own business, but they're incorporating the essential oils into that, or they're doing it part-time, all right, on their own time. And that's what's so great about this. You can really do little snippets of work throughout the day. You can just squeeze those in. It's a super low startup cost. So to become that wholesale member, really, you could do it for $35, which is super low. But you probably want the tools to share and experience, right? So you can be a product of the product. So you want the diffuser that's petrochemical free. You want those 12 oils so you can start using them and see how they're working for you and give samples out to people. So I would recommend investing with one of the premium starter kits to get started, which is the $165 cost. But technically you could do it for $35. There's immediate income potential. So the minute you enroll as a wholesale member, you can enroll your best friend. You can enroll your mom right away. And you're going to get bonuses, $50 bonuses on doing that for each member that you enroll. There's unlimited income potential, okay? And we're going to see the income disclosure statement that I'm going to bring up here, but it's unlimited. It's not capped off, okay? I can remember at my old job, even if I got up to the highest science director, position, my salary would have been capped off at a certain level. It just didn't keep expanding. It would be capped off. That is not the case for Young Living, which is phenomenal. There's also free training that you're going to get from your team. You're going to have amazing customer service department from Young Living. They are incredible, I think, in giving customer service, helping people with their product issues that they may arise or shipping or anything like that. They're very generous in making their customers happy. There are amazing products, right? We already know Young Living's oils are the most pure and the most potent essential oils on the planet, hands down. And every single year, they're introducing more and more products, and they're registering some of those with the FDA as over the counter, which is fantastic. So like our sunscreen, our insect repellent, our acne treatment, they just keep expanding it and expanding it, which I absolutely love. And then we have a world-class executive team, right, which supports us, gives us online training, and they're constantly planning like the next step, like how to go completely green, right? How to produce zero waste, how to open up in 5 new markets every single year. Philanthropy is another big one. This company is so big on philanthropy, and that's one of the really moving things that I got to witness in Ecuador. They invest a lot of their money to help these countries where they will find a farm. Say we found some property that was untouched with chemicals and we want that to be a new farm. The D. Gary Young Living Foundation will actually find a cause to give 100% of the donations donated to that cause, whether it's finding malaria treatment, right, in Africa, whether it's helping the kids who had jiggers in their feet, whether it's helping sex trafficking children, orphanages, earthquake relief. You name it, they're in there. And I really think that's an incredible example of a company that I would like to be part of. So now it's time for a little bit of myth busting, because when I first started, I was like, oh, it's an MLM. Oh, it's network marketing. And I had this preconceived thought of that. So did you or have you ever heard that Young Living is a pyramid scheme? Or not Young Living, but any network marketing or MLM is probably a pyramid scheme, right? And that's totally false. Pyramid schemes, first off, are totally illegal, and they don't have any products. We have over 600 and growing different products for you to choose from, and we've been around for 25 years. So when you think about a corporation, that's actually shaped more like a pyramid, okay? One person's at the top, and everybody else is below them, and no one can rise above them. No one's salary is gonna get bigger than that top gun, right? So I actually have 2 diamonds in my organization. I'm not a diamond, but they have surpassed my rank. Okay, so it's not like they have to match my rank or they can't go past my rank. No, the sky's the limit. You take it as far as you want to go. Nobody is holding you back. This is your business and you're going to grow. So people down below here where it says employees or managers, if you picture that in your downline, those people can pass you up and advance in rank. I'm not sitting at the top basically, right, of my downline or of my organization. It's based on individual rank. So at my fisheries job, like I said, I never would have been able to earn this kind of income, even if I went back to school and got my PhD, even if I became like the director of the science center. I mean, I've seen a thing and I was looking for it to have in this presentation, comparing the income to like pediatricians, surgeons, brain surgeons. And I mean, it was just crazy. And the ranks, some of the ranks of Young Living have passed the income of those high educational level fields. You know what I mean? They require a lot of education to get to that point. You have a lot of school debt with that and a lot of time that you're investing. This is just a completely more freedom-based way, I would say, to have your own business, a more freedom-based business. So I would say that network marketing is shaped more like a rectangle, because we all start off as the distributor, then we, all move up the ranks to star, senior star, executive, silver, gold. We all have to do that. Every single Royal Crown Diamond started off as a distributor. And there's no limits to the number of Royal Crown Diamonds that Young Living can have. In fact, one year there were so many silvers, they were afraid the stage was gonna break. Somebody said that, we're gonna break your stage. And there were so many silvers that had to get up on the stage. They ended up having them walk up individually. They had to make some changes because they couldn't accommodate all the silvers on the stage at convention at one time. So there's no limit to the number. Young Living could have hundreds or even thousands of Royal Crown Diamonds. There's no cap for the top rank, no cap. The sky is the limit. So don't think there's not enough room for me, because if you're willing to put in the work, there will be room for you. You can, and like I said, you can pass up your enroller. Don't think you have to wait for them. They're not your boss, right? You are your own boss and you can pass them up. And what's really cool is that you get to do this. I mean, what other job can you do this with your friends, with your sister, with your mother, with your brother, your best friend, your neighbor, your coworker, or a long time like high school friend, right? Maybe somebody, a childhood friend that you haven't connected with. It's really fun to get together with them or say, we can do this together. We can become diamonds together. We can share all the benefits of this business. We can share the wellness together, the lifestyle, the income, the trips together. Like, how fun is that? The prizes and like all the awards, just by helping other people achieve their goals. And that those goals count for financial, business, but also wellness, health, all that. I'm super blessed. I get to do this with my sister-in-law and my mom-in-law. I get to do it with my sister and my niece. It's my best friend. It's just really, it's amazing to be able to do that. It's a lot of fun. Now I want to talk about residual income, okay, and time leveraging, because residual income is basically what is it's just gonna carry you through. I mean, it really could just carry you through your retirement days. It's phenomenal. So residual income is basically money that's coming in over and over again, long after the initial work has been done. So say you enroll a new member, that work is done per se, right? I mean, you're still keeping them informed on classes and sending them information and whatnot. But a lot of the initial work, right, is done. But you're still going to be earning residual income on the orders they place, the people they enroll. All that stuff is going to benefit and cascade up into residual income. So some examples of residual income you might be familiar with are Social Security, investment income, royalties, or income properties that you may have. It's basically, I like to say the residual income is leaving the 9-to-5 lifestyle. You're leaving that lifestyle behind and you're living a life that's on your terms. And that's going to allow you to pursue your dreams. So with Young Living, you can share with somebody once, and you can make money on every single purchase that they make over the lifetime of them ordering. And you're going to get paid on the products, you're going to get paid on what they share with their order, and then the people that they share with that order. In other words, you're going to make money around the clock, even while you're sleeping. Residual income grows linear, okay? Regular income is linear, okay? So we're gonna do a comparison here of regular income versus residual income. Regular income grows linear. Residual income grows exponentially. There's no cap, like I said. Regular income is an income that can stop if you become disabled or furloughed. Residual income is income that can be continued indefinitely. It's not stopping, especially because Young Living too is an essential, I can't say worker, but essential company, right? They're actually registered as an essential company. So the work's going to continue. The product's going to keep being produced, which is really comforting and reassuring to know. Regular income can lead to being a victim of income chasing. Yeah, I was guilty of that. Residual income is true financial freedom and independence. Regular income is a person who is financially dependent on a job. Residual income is true financial freedom. The freedom is yours. Regular income leads to not enough time to enjoy the income. You know, you hear about that, like so many people working so many hours and then they retire, and it's like that nightmare story where they retire and then a few weeks later they end up, you know, they never got to enjoy their retirement. And they worked the whole time. I'm a firm believer of enjoying life, you know, as we live it, and enjoying the process, enjoy the ride. Residual means you can do that. You have the freedom to enjoy the ride. Regular income means if the work stops, the income stops, and residual income is just that it continues to be created. Another way that we get paid is by teaching others how to do our business. So let's say I'm working 10 hours a week on my business, and then I teach my sister about the business and she starts working 10 hours a week. So now I'm getting compensated for my own hours, right, that are invested, and I'm getting compensated for my sister's 10 hours. Then I sign up a few more people, and so does my sister. And now I have 10 business people in my downline working 10 hours a week. So then I'm getting paid or compensated by the work that's cascading up, and it's basically like 100 hours of a week of work that's getting done, when still I'm just only putting in 10 hours. You see how that works? So now let's say your team grows to 100 people working 10 hours a week, and then you're still only working 10 hours. That's over 1,000 hours of week that's getting accomplished, right? So that is the power of time leverage. And J. Paul Getty once said, I would rather earn 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts, right? It's like dispersed work. It's like, but it's all for the betterment, and it's all for the success of us all. So who do you know who could benefit from an extra $600 a month, or an extra $6,000 a month, or an extra $60,000 a month? I mean, that's incredible. Is that you? Is it, you know, how much good could you do for yourself, for your families, and for the world if you were bringing in that kind of income? And Mary Young always quotes this, and it always sticks with me. Money in the hands of good people can do great things. And a lot of people who have made it to the upper ranks are great people. They're good people. And they are doing great things with their money. They're putting it back in to help others, you know, which is, I just think that's so awesome. And that's just, I would love to be in that position when I can start giving back. And when I hit platinum, I was in that position, and I was able to sponsor a child so she could attend the academy in Ecuador. So we are covering her her tuition as she progresses through the years. I think she was in first grade when we first started. So Do you know how good that feels? Like to be able to give back? It feels incredible. It feels amazing. And that's what Young Living can do for you. So we can't shy away from the opportunity to tell people about the business opportunity. We can't shy away from it because it could help them and it could help others on a totally different level. So Young Living gives you all sorts of gifts and blessings in time, in your health, in your finances, friends, your purpose, your personal growth, like I mentioned, your overall happiness. It gives you freedom. And how many of us want freedom? I mean, I'm all over the freedom. One other thing that is important to note in this business is that you have the opportunity to leave a legacy. Sorry about that, guys. Had my little notes covering me. You can leave this, you can will this business to your children or to somebody that you choose, your husband, your partner, your significant other, your mom. You can will it. You can make a living trust if it's for your children. So when you pass on, you can pass down this account to somebody that you choose. It doesn't go away like your job may, right? I mean, if you were to pass away, the income's gone. That doesn't have to happen with Young Living. In your will, you can actually designate a successor, and that is where you would be leaving your family a legacy to continue for possibly generations and generations. Now I want to look at the income disclosure statement, okay? There's 10 different ranks: distributor, star, senior star, executive silver, gold, platinum, diamond, crown diamond, and royal crown diamond. And I want you to look at the average monthly income for each rank. And that is right, oh, I can't get my little cursor on it. Here we go. Average. I hope you guys can see that. I mean, the average for each rank. Well, I want you to actually look at it and pick your jaw up off, pick your jaw up off the ground, because when I looked at it the first time, I was like, what? Are you kidding? For oils? Like, I was just like, are you kidding me? That is like mind blowing. I want you to look at it and I want you to think about how much you would need to be able to cover your share of your monthly expenses in your house. Okay. And then I want you to think, okay, well, what's the next rank? What rank would I need to achieve the average monthly income that I'm making right now? And then I want you to look again, and I want you to find on that chart the rank that you would need to be to cover all your monthly expenses for your household if your significant other no longer worked. And then I want you to think about that rank, but go back and think about the rank that's going to get you to your big dream, the one from earlier that you thought of. What rank is that? What rank would you want? What rank would you need to achieve to really big dream? To really, really dream big. So consider that rank, write it down, envision yourself reaching it. I love to do the visionary work on that. So diamonds, what do they look like? Because you're probably thinking, oh, they're probably like so, you know, you may have this specific idea of a person. No, there are introverts. There are extroverts, obviously. There are people, I mean, from all walks of the life. There are people who stay at home. There's people who are not on social media. There are people who are only on social media who have never taught an in-person class. It's literally across the board. All ethnicities, all genders, ages, all backgrounds, and like I said, all over the world. They've simply been sharing about the oils and the business with a lot of people. Like, that's it. They're just sharing with a lot of people. They're replicating how to do that with their team, and their organizations are growing. So you might be a little skeptical, like, okay, yeah, that looks great, and those are really big ranks, but who actually reaches those ranks, right? Who actually has hit those high paying ranks? My enroller, who is my sister-in-law, actually hit the rank of Crown Diamond. And up from 3 levels up from her is our upline, Jessica Laney Petty, who hit Royal Crown Diamond. And it literally keeps going up from there. And there could be gaps. There could be people in between there that maybe is just a platinum. I say just, but not the matching rank, right, of the Royal Crown Diamond. Melissa Kohler, who is 4 levels up, I believe, from me, is Royal Crown Diamond. And then, like I said, I have 2 diamonds in my downline. Okay. I've reached the rank of platinum. I have stars in my organization. I have silvers, golds, platinums, and like I said, those diamonds. And I'm going to soon probably have, you know, Royal Crown or Crown diamonds in my organization as well. So all walks of life can reach the ranks. And I like to put this question out here because what if I had said no? This makes me very grateful for finding this and sticking with it. I think back, what if I had said no? Where would I be spending my days? And I could tell you, I wouldn't be on Maui. I would be in debt still. I would be working at least 30 to 40 hours a week. I'd be still living paycheck to paycheck. I don't think I would be as happy or as fulfilled, even with the work that I was doing, okay, at that time. So I don't even like to go back to that. Young Living has been an incredible life-changing blessing for me. I totally believe it could do the same to you. It is my absolute dream job, and I think it could easily be yours as well. So you can't put a price on freedom. Financial freedom is when your monthly income exceeds your monthly bills. And Warren Buffett said, if you don't find a way to create residual income, you will work for the rest of your life. So this opportunity for freedom is worth pursuing. This is a little quick start checklist that you can kind of check off. It's posted in the Diamond Droppers Facebook business group that we have. This could kind of help you stay on track and get focused on where you need to get started. So if you're out of work right now, this is the perfect time to dive into this. It was for me. I was out of work and I dove in. I tried to learn and study as much as I could about the business. So I was ready to do it. I was driven to make it work, and I found myself so excited to wake up in the morning and start sharing with other people. It felt so good, and it still does, to know that I'm helping somebody with their needs. I'm helping somebody earn financial freedom. And when they're sharing something that worked for them and they're getting paid for it, like, it's just an incredible feeling. So these are the 15 getting started checklists that you can review. And then after you've looked at those 15 steps, you can go start watching the online business videos that are on the diamonddroppers.com website. And there are several videos. You can pick and choose kind of which ones you would want to watch. But if you were to watch them all, the total length of all the videos cumulative is about 2 hours. So you can knock that out real easy, or you can space it out into little bits and pieces, however you like. I remember watching business videos and I actually had to go back and re-watch a lot of them. So don't feel like you have to absorb and retain everything. I did take notes, though. I do recommend that. So understanding the terminology and the compensation plan is really crucial for your business, and these videos are going to help you do that. They're kind of like a blueprint on what you need to build your business. So I want to close the presentation with a quote by Farrah Gray, and she said, "Build your own dreams or someone else will hire you to build theirs." And I think that's so true. I mean, talk about, you know, that CEO or the business owner or whatever it is. Chase your big dream, chase it. Life is short. If you work hard at this and, you know, I mean, you could be spending your days with your family. You can be living the most fulfilling life that you've chosen to live. So connect with your enroller, connect with the person who invited you here today to go ahead and get started. I totally believe this business could change your life as it did mine. And I can't wait to see you guys do it. So thank you for listening. But I do have a little bit more time. So I want to see, there are actually some of my leaders on the call right now, and I would love for them to just share, number one, introduce yourself, state your rank, and then share a way that this business has impacted your life. I would love to hear that. Do I want to start, how about with Debbie? I'll unmute you.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Hi, I'm Deb Burns. I am a Young Living Silver. And you talked early on about how as a child you were asked, you know, what you would want to do with your life. And I remember at 4 saying, I want to help people. And I spent my life doing, you know, I owned a restaurant, I ran some small businesses, and, you know, in some way I was helping people, but I wasn't passionate about anything that I have done in my life until I found Young Living. And I remember when I enrolled, I told my enroller that, no, don't even talk to me about the business. I'm not interested. I just want to go to some classes about oils. And then I fell in love. I fell in love with the oils. I fell in love with the company and all the people on our team. I mean, it's just the most wonderful group of people, and I feel so blessed. I can't imagine my life without Young Living. I did go on the silver trip. We were treated like, my first trip in Young Living, free trip. We were treated like royalty. I realized when I got to this beautiful hotel with one of those deep bathtubs, I took a bath every night, brought bath bombs with me.
Oh, nice.
But I thought, this is the first time I've ever stayed in a hotel by myself. I've always been with my husband or other people. It was like a retreat in this beautiful hotel. It was, you know, Young Living treats us like royalty. I can't wait to go on the gold trip and the platinum trip. And of course, the diamond trip, they send diamonds every single year on a.
Yeah. I know, all expense paid, and then with their spouse or with somebody else, all expense paid as well. So they're phenomenal with that. Thank you so much, Debbie. That was beautiful.
You're welcome.
Let's see, Beth, you're on. I'd love you to share.
Hi, everybody. This was a great call. Thank you so much, Amy. My name is Beth Mincher. I live in Buena Vista, Colorado. Moved out here in January from the East Coast in North Carolina. So I'm happy to be in my little happy place in the mountains. And I have been with Young Living since January of 2015 and hit silver rank in September of 2015 and have been there since. So have kept silver for 5 years and headed forward. But what I love about this business, and I was one just like Amy, like I jumped in, I started like enrolling people before I had my kit because I just knew. I had been using oils for a while, but like had never had the epiphany of the quality of Young Living. So it was, you know, interesting getting started, but I just knew, just something inside me said, you gotta, you know, I called up, you know, my 10 people, closest 10 friends, and said, let's roll, let's do this. And what I love is that you can do the business obviously to any degree or level or pace that you want. You know, nobody's gonna push you unless you really want them to. But there's so much you can learn about yourself, about oils, about life and business, and just really like uncover so many things that come up, you know, inside you as a person. And that's what I love about it. It's impacted me so much in my confidence. Quite frankly, my consistency in having a job. I've always been kind of a traveler. I've lived in many different places. I've worked in different industries where you had different positions, like maybe every 6 months or a year or two. And I am so happy to say that every morning I wake up, it's still that same kind of, you know, energy of like, wow, I get to do this. And like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this for 5 years, but there's something new every day. And so it keeps you driving forward for that, because there's so much freedom, not just in, you know, travel and financial freedom and health freedom, but side note, my mom was sick and passed away in 2018. And I don't know what I would have done if I wouldn't have been working or had such a stable Young Living business. I got to spend her last 3 months by her side, you know, like 24/7. And I didn't have to call in to anybody or report or say, I'm really sorry, I'm going to need another couple weeks off. That was like, it really hit home with me. So to be able to do this on your own terms, and like everyone's saying, Young Living is so generous. I've been on the silver retreat. They spoil you not only for all these perks, but incentives. I got a free year of Ninja from the Dream 1000. Like, whoa, that's such a huge thing. So there's so much, it's endless, and everybody can do it. You don't need a special degree. You don't need any special education skills, particular location, just all the stuff that we've, summarized today. You just have to give it a go. Just stick your feet in, stick your toes in the water and do it. You'll be supportive, and it will bring you more than you can even imagine. So super grateful.
Thank you so much, Beth. That was really beautiful too. I resonate completely with that. The not having to request time off for, I remember how guilty I would feel if I had to call in sick or something, it just is that like, oh, I have to call my boss and call in sick. And yeah, it's very limiting. So I love the freedom of this. And thank you so much, Beth. I see Sharon's on. So Sharon, I'll unmute you. You want to share a little bit?
Sure.
Thank you.
So, wow, it's really changed my life, this journey. I had been in network marketing before, and the business I was in was slowly going downhill, and I'd been with them for many, many years. So when this came along, I didn't really want to do the business. I didn't want, well, I knew it was a lot of work to build a strong team, and I just didn't know if I was ready for that. But it happened because I loved the products, and once I learned the quality and the importance of using, all the products that Young Living has, like their cleaning products, all the thieves, it just really impacted our life and started sharing a lot. And the more I shared, the more the business grew. And I'm platinum, by the way, I forgot. And I'm Amy's mom-in-law. So it really changed our life because I had been living in Hawaii. We were here for 6 years before I got into the business. And it was really hard because, Amy had kids, my daughter had kids on the mainland. Amy wasn't living here yet. She was in California. So it was a lot of money to travel back and forth for kids' birthdays, births, everything. And it was hard not being around the grandkids. So this has given me freedom of time, freedom of financial freedom. I mean, we've been able to remodel our house, pay cash. We paid cash for solar last year. We pay cash for everything. It's a dream. It's amazing. And the travel has been amazing. Now that Amy is living here, it's wonderful because they're close and we can get together a lot. But before that, our first year, we all qualified, Kelowna, Amy and I all qualified for silver our first year. So we went to the silver retreat together. So we all met in Utah. So it was so fun. And Amy and I went on the platinum retreat together. And I got to go on a diamond retreat with Kelowna. So, I mean, we've traveled so much together, and of course, convention every year, that it's really brought us together in just a really beautiful way. And I feel that anytime you're doing service for people, good things are going to happen. That it's so important to be in an industry of doing service. And this is like the best company. We have so many ways of doing service, not just through sharing our oils, but when Amy and I were in at the Platinum Retreat in Ecuador, we had the opportunity of working at the school, and we painted this preschool. We got to paint the walls on the outside of the preschool. So there's just so much more than the oils in this company. The philanthropy is just incredible. And I'm looking forward for trips to other countries that we can do as a family to help the villages and do what needs to be done with Young Living. So it's really changed our life in more ways than one. And if you treat it like a hobby, you're going to get your oils paid for. So that's a huge win. And if you dive in and treat it like a business, you're going to have all your dreams come true. So I really hope you guys take it serious and give it the time it takes, because it does take some time at the beginning, and it is really important to watch those videos. And if you think of it as, Amy said a few hours, but you really need to watch them more than once, believe me. Even though I'd been in network marketing before, you need to, because this is I don't know, we do things different, and that's why we grow quickly. And so it's really important to watch the videos. And when you look at it, a few hours, even if, you know, you spend an hour a day for a week studying and learning, that's nothing compared to careers, compared to the money we make in this business. Like Amy said, I mean, we're making the income of like surgeons right now. I mean, it's crazy. We have no overhead, no liability, and we have fun. So you need to dive in, spend a little bit of time. That time is nothing compared to what you're going to get out of it. And look forward to you guys all being at retreats with us, because we have a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. I want all you guys to experience how Young Living treats you and what they give to you. Thank you so much, Sharon. She reminded me about another set of videos that are available, and it's a more condensed version from Monique McLean, and it's basically just on the compensation plan itself, which I highly recommend printing the compensation plan out while you're watching these videos so you have a reference. What I like about the Diamond Dropper videos is that there's a little bit more to them. So it's like how to teach a intro class. What are some other ones? How to post on social media, I think was one. So there's a little bit more to the Diamond Dropper videos than just the compensation plan. But if you want to start with just that, do it by all means. I mean, that's where we started. Does anybody else want to share? I know we're over 4 minutes, but if anybody has to pop off, feel free to pop off. If anybody else wants to share, Elaine? Elaine?
I'll share. I don't mind sharing. Hi, everybody. I'm Elaine Manners, and I don't even know exactly where I am in your downline, but I'm somewhere in your downline. I'm not sure where all those roots, but the way I came to be here is because I won this amazing trip to Utah in November, where I met Beth and I met Amy, and that's like one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had in my whole life. And I don't live a sheltered life by any means, but yes, huge love for all the girls. I just, for me, I work a full-time job and I'm an accounting manager, and I love what I do, but it's not fun, it's kind of dry, counting other people's money. That's all well and good, but I want to count my own. So I actually jumped into the oils because I had Hashimoto's, and I was just trying to find that last piece of the puzzle. Like, I had changed my diet, I got on medication, I did all the things, but there was just one more piece, and it turned out to be Gary Young and his supplements and his oils. And I actually got off the medication, so I'm medication free and have put my Hashimoto's into remission because of Young Living. So awesome. Which is a true testimony in and of itself. But through that process, I wasn't looking for a job or anything. I had a job. And I was watching people, getting on Facebook and showing their ER boxes, which I had no idea what that was. So I signed up for that because, I have FOMO and I wanted to have what everybody else was having. And I started getting those, and I'm watching people, and funny as it is, nobody offered me the opportunity. I just kind of saw other people doing it and went, I can do that. Like, I can do that. And I can sell kits to anybody. I can sell any kit to anybody. I can walk into a room and I can sell a kit. That's easy because the products really just open up a bottle of Stress Away, hand it around, and people just hand out their credit cards. It's amazing. For me, my biggest challenge and what I'm working on, by the way, I'm executive and have been executive for about a year. Thank you. And it's never just. I am executive and I own that, right? My challenge is that I need the time. So I'm trying to, take the full-time job in Young Living and kind of go this way, right? Until I can get rid of the full-time job and just do Young Living. And that's tough. So it's time. That's what I'm looking for. Freedom of time to do the part that I love. And I know Young Living is going to give that to me. It's just going to take me longer than, say, someone who's spending all their time in Young Living. So that's my story.
Thank you so much, Elaine. And you are under Celeste.
Yes.
But layers down. And I haven't met a lot of your...
Right. So Celeste and then Heidi is under her, and she enrolled me under her ghost leg, which is her mom.
Okay, it's not under Lindsay.
Maybe.
I thought you were under Lindsay's.
You know what? You're right. I am under Lindsay. There is another layer in there. You see, I've told you there's like layers and layers.
Layers and layers, but I was honored to meet you at that retreat, and
Because I had met Kelowna. Kelowna had flown out here, and we had met her, and I had met Jessica because she had flown out actually in the same summer. They had both flown out. But I hadn't, you know, I had known your names and I'd seen your names and Sharon's, but I didn't know. I just, you know, just other people, right? And legs and levels. And so, but now it's great because I get to be here with you guys.
I know. I've got to say, connecting with people and getting just to experience things together just creates that bond, right? And friendship.
Yeah. Well, I've been loving watching, you know, Beth's transition from East Coast to West Coast, driving through all these places.
Road tripping.
So yeah, it's been really, really
yeah.
Yeah, I love the people part and connecting with people. It's great.
Thank you so much, Elaine.
Thank you for having me.
All right, you guys, what do you think? Anybody else want to share? Should we wrap it up? Thank you guys so much for attending. I've recorded this, so you know, I can post the copy if you guys want to share it with anybody. Like I said, I think the opportunity now is just perfect for people who are looking for something different and who may have extra time on their hands. So I'm rooting for each and every one of you guys. Reach out to me if you guys have questions, and let's share the oils and share the opportunity and keep that big dream in our head, right?
Thank you.
Bye, you guys. Love you lots.
Thanks, Amy.
Bye.
Bye.